No KKK, no fascist USA!
Protests continued on Tuesday, March 7th against President Donald Trump's immigration policies, the day after a revised travel ban was unveiled that advocates say continues to discriminate against Muslims. The protest also targeted Trump's promise to build a wall on the U.S.-Mexican border and the ongoing deportations of hundreds of undocumented immigrants. Trump has argued these policies are necessary to keep America safe and protect U.S. workers. But multiple studies have confirmed immigrants commit crimes at lower rates than native-born Americans and create more jobs than they take. Meanwhile, Trump continues to separate children from their parents. Over the weekend, video emerged of 13-year-old Fatima Avicila sobbing hysterically in a car as she filmed her father get arrested by ICE officers as he was taking her to school. ICE said Romulo Avila Gonzalez was arrested due to a 2009 DUI conviction and a 3-year-old deportation order.
I think this is definitely a question that we really need to be posing the American public about how is this really making Americans safe. This is definitely not making our communities safe. It's terrorizing them, and it's splitting families apart, and it's also creating such a big trauma in these children and kids who are going to be growing up here with a lot of resentment and trauma, and it's going to have long-lasting implications for our society.
Amid the new wave of deportations, the head of the Department of Homeland Security confirmed that undocumented women and children crossing together into the United States could be separated by U.S. authorities, under a proposal being considered by the Trump administration. First reported on MSNBC, the move will be a boon for private prison companies like the Correction Corporations of America, which received a highly maligned, secret, billion-dollar no-bid contract from the Obama administration that The Real News reported on in August of last year with Mark Fleming of the National Immigrant Justice Center.
It's the largest detention system in the United States, and yet there's very little known about them and the conditions in which people are held at these facilities. And it's important to remember that these are individuals that have not committed any crime, that they're simply being held in order to make sure that they show up for court. And there are many ways to do that without having detention facilities. And so we have a long-standing project here at the National Immigrant Justice Center called our Transparency Project, in which we are seeking to expose the circumstances in which they are holding individuals all throughout the country, mostly in rural areas, and so have a long-standing FOIA request to DHS and looking to renew it now to get all of the major contracts and inspection reports from these facilities.
People and corporations are getting a lot of profit from the pain and the trauma of our people, of immigrants who are trying to even seek asylum. I live in Arizona, and only an hour and a half away from where I live, there's Eloy Detention Center, who's seen as one of the deadliest detention centers in the nation, where there has been multiple abuses ranging from medical neglect up to suicides and killings of people inside of the detention center. So I think this is something that we were seeing under Obama administration, and now I am horrified to know about what are going to be the implications for people who are going to suffer the consequences of this human abuse.
Courts and humanitarian law dictate immigrant children cannot be held for long periods in detention. Under the new policy, mothers would be held while their children would be turned over to government protective agency, an idea that's been blasted by immigrant advocates. The question about what to do with children brought into the U.S. without permission, known as Dreamers, has been at the center of the national immigration debate. President Obama deported a record number of undocumented immigrants, but he exempted such children from deportation under a program known as DACA. In his campaign, Donald Trump said he would scrap the DACA program. As president, so far, he's left it untouched, but he's detained numerous DACA recipients and threatened them with deportation.
I am one of those DACA beneficiaries, and something that we have been very conscious about here in Arizona is about reaching out to DACA recipients and other immigrants who did not qualify for DACA, and understanding that this is a long battle. This is a long fight for justice and for the dignity of human lives. So for us, we are reaching out to not only people who are directly impacted, but also people who are not aware of these circumstances, and letting them know about the real root causes of migration and what is our responsibility as a community to really be there for one another.
The Real News will keep following this story.